Hello, I'm Erica Sargent with CBS Chicago. Chicago officials announced a $75 million restoration plan to revitalize the historic Uptown Theater. The theater, built in the 1920s, was known for its grand lobby and ballroom staircases. It seated more than 4,300 people. If the city council approves the project, construction would begin this fall and is expected to take about 2 years. Before being boarded up in 1981, some big-name musicians played there, including Bruce Springsteen, Bob Marley, Prince, and the Grateful Dead. Are you a fan of Instagram or Snapchat? Because it looks like Instagram is soaring to success these days. Instagram Stories is twice as popular as Snapchat. Facebook, which owns Instagram, says 400 million people are using the popular feature every day. Meanwhile, Snapchat saw only 191 million active users. If Instagram were its own company, it would be worth over $100 billion. Well, Time magazine is out with its list of the most influential people on the internet, and on it, you'll find a Chicago rapper, some very brave kids, and the leader of the free world. Chicago music icon Kanye West is on the list. Now there he is with his wife Kim Kardashian West. Time cites his online personality with 28.5 million Twitter users. Young survivors of the Parkland, Florida school massacre are also on the list as they continue their push for gun reform. And the president, Donald Trump, he's on the list as well. Time says he turned his Twitter account into the ultimate presidential bully pulpit. Also on the list, West's sister-in-law, Kylie Jenner, singer Rihanna, Instagram personality Busy Phillips, Korean pop act BTS, and Ryan of Ryan's Toy Reviews. He's only 6 years old. Here's Mary Kay with our hot forecast.
Super hot, intense heat. In fact, Erica, we do have the excessive heat warning for all of the Chicago area right through the day Saturday. It expires at 7 p.m. That hot dome of air is pushing the jet stream far to the north, so temperatures are going to be soaring. Feels like temperatures easily into the triple digits, and we see the actual forecast highs. You can see that pattern of the jet stream pulling 95 to Cleveland. So if you go northwest, that's a little relief. Seattle 65, 77 in Portland, 81 degrees Salt Lake City, but 94 in D.C. We'll see 89 in Atlanta and triple digits in Dallas, Houston, 93. As far as storms go, well, the deep southeast and then also the northern tier states will be dealing with showers and storms as they ride along the northern part of this ridge of high pressure. But then a front itself is going to be pushing showers and storms into parts of the Midwest as we get into the daytime hours on Sunday. Here's the Storm Prediction Center outlook for Saturday. It looks like the Twin Cities through La Crosse and then back into the Central Plains. This would be the area where we have a slight risk for some severe storms. So the weekend outlook in Chicago is a hot one, flirting with records on Saturday, 96, but it's going to feel like 105 to 115. Erica, it looks like Sunday will get a little relief in the form of some rain and some thunderstorms and a high of 92.
A little relief, but we will take it. Thank you, Mary Kay. Well, it's last call for all of you Toys R Us kids. The last remaining stores closed today. CBS 2's John Schumo has more on the end of an era.
It thrilled generations of children.
This is the Lego set that I got.
But the shelves at Toys R Us stores across the country are now bare.
It's something that I grew up with, and to see it now empty, it's just sad and heartbreaking.
Charles Lazarus opened his first store in 1948, selling baby furniture in Washington, D.C. A few years later, he turned his attention to toys.
I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid.
With catchy jingles and a logo a child might write, Toys R Us grew to revolutionize retail in the decades that followed.
Toys R Us was the largest toy retailer for a good chunk of its 70-year history, and it was iconic in many ways.
But the company eventually fell on hard times. Attempts to alleviate mounting debt failed, and the once dominant brand declared bankruptcy.
A combination of the structure of the company plus the advent of an online shopping universe just made survivability impossible.
The chain announced it was going out of business in March, with some 700 stores shutting down. The final 200 closed their doors for good on Friday. Shoppers leaving this New Jersey store for the last time said it felt like they were saying goodbye to an old friend.
Well, I got my grandson and my granddaughter the last of their Toys R Us toys.
A disappointing end to what was once the world's biggest toy store. John Schumo, CBS News, Secaucus, New Jersey.
Many of the Toys R Us stores in the Chicago area have already closed, but we did find one location in Western, Roscoe Village, that will be open today. In sports, rapper and actor Ice Cube stopped by CBS to talk about the Big Three. It's a 3-on-3 basketball league that will be taking over the United Center tonight. The league is only in its second year, but it is filled with former NBA players. And Ice Cube's league made news earlier this week because it is the first pro sports league to allow its players to use a cannabis compound to treat pain. For the latest headlines, day or night, head to CBSChicago.com. I'm Erica Sargent. Have a great day.